All right, good morning, everyone. Can you guys hear me all right? Testing, testing. Morning. Yo, George, I gotta call you later, bro. You gotta come over again to Florida. We gotta shoot another vlog, George. I'm gonna hit you up after live trading. What's your schedule looking like, George? Call me? All right. We gotta get multiple days, George. Maybe we'll do like a Thursday, Friday type thing. We should do it before the meetup. Morning, morning. Doing a quick audio check here. Yeah, if you guys have any ideas or questions for the next vlog, just direct message George. Morning, morning. Morning, morning. Awesome, Jimmy. We'll get started here in a few minutes. Still not feeling 100%, unfortunately. Well, one day at a time. Morning, morning. If you guys hear me blowing my nose, I apologize. What's up, Tom? Morning, morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Steve. Good morning, bro.
Good morning. Yeah, sorry to hear you're still not feeling 100%, huh?
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. I was starting to feel a little bit better yesterday, but I think I was feeling good enough to not go to the doctor yesterday, but today I'm just like,
Right.
screw it. I'm just gonna go. Even if they say it's like allergies or the cold or whatever, let me just at least find out.
Yeah, sounds like you're kind of like me. You're not always thrilled to just go to the doctor right away.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather try to do it myself. But I mean, dude, this day and age of AI, I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. I just want them to give me some meds to make me feel better. I don't know what the hell they're gonna give me. Anyway, we'll get started here in a few minutes.
Morning, guys. Good morning, Tom.
Morning, Tom.
Andrew. Congrats, Tom, on your recent platinum upgrade. Welcome to the family.
Sure.
What's up, Dustin? There's Coops. What's up, Noah? What's up, Dominique? Kelly, Lynn? Man, I miss you guys out in Vegas. Dustin, Kelly, Demente. We had a blast. Hey, Tim.
We'll get started here in a few more minutes, guys. Hey, Alex, have you been to Monaco? I have been to Monaco. Very nice.
Ah, 114 degrees, huh, Kelly? That's crazy. Uh,
All right, let's get started here. So, well, everyone, welcome back to live trading. This is your first time on live trading. Welcome. We are using the webinars channel in Slack to communicate. We also run a, sorry, I'm sick. We also run a free live stream on YouTube where we stream the watch list. And then we cut it off at 9:29, right when the market opens at 9:30 to reserve it for MIC members only. So, sorry, I just got to blow my nose. So later this week, hopefully if I'm starting to feel better, I'll do a full day stream. But if not, you can just email us or message us to join. We trade live every single day. We've been doing it for years. Yeah, so like I said yesterday, two big things this week are Federal Reserve rate hike decision and large cap earnings. So a lot of large cap stocks will be reporting earnings. Same thing as I said yesterday. I think regardless of what they say on earnings, whether they beat or they miss, all depends on CapEx, capital expenditure numbers, meaning how much money they're spending on AI. And most of these companies are going to continue to spend on AI. So I would expect in the short term for the prices to go down. But in the long term, I think that these companies are not going to miss. So I think these are giving very attractive spots for longer term investments on some of these names. A lot of names are pretty beaten up. So today is probably going to be mostly a bounce day for me. Looking to bounce this SanDisk. So you can see SanDisk is down pretty much 50% in about a month. It's kind of very similar to that rebound on Micron that we had. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, right on this day, on the 17th. So I think this SanDisk might be pretty close to a rebound day. So I'll be monitoring that. What I've noticed is a lot of these memory names, they like to retest the pre-market lows. So around this 1160s area. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this SanDisk retest the lows, reclaim, and then look for a long. Additionally, watching Tesla today, if you guys remember, I have a rule that I've seen during earnings that the first 3 days after the earnings, especially on an earnings miss, are just kind of sell off. And after day 3 is when we start to rebound. So Tesla, we're starting to see 1, 2, 3 days of selling. And we're starting to see some sort of rebound today. The ultimate confirmation would be if this thing goes green. If this goes green at 309, I think we're going to see like 318, 320. So I'll definitely be watching Tesla for a bounce today as well. SpaceX, I mean, just kind of in the gutter, nonstop. You know, I'm not really too convinced on this. Eventually, this will have another really big bounce day like it did on the 21st. But right now, it's just getting sold off and sold off and sold off and sold off. So this would probably be more something along the lines of ideally wait for this to go green and then buy it, because there's been too much nonsense around this thing. A lot of people are actually, everyone's underwater that bought it, you know. So obviously we didn't buy it. I'm kind of waiting for sub 100, maybe even lower, to start buying. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But pretty much looking for a bounce day in the markets. S&P 500 is green today too. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see a washout red and then reclaim green. But pretty much my main plan for today is Tesla long, SanDisk long, small caps. Yesterday I had a losing day on ENTX. Lost, let me actually pull this up. Lost about $3,700 yesterday. So really rather frustrating. But all in all, you know, I can't really beat myself up about it. You know, all in all, I can't really beat myself up about it, because the reality is that, you know, no one is going to win every single day in the market. What makes live trading very important, guys, I share my losses as well. So I share my wins and my losses, which a lot of people, they don't do. So far, I'm sitting at $40,000 for the month, even with this loss. ENTX was rather frustrating because I felt like I did everything right. You can see that the stock was broken pre-market, and I just shorted the bounce. Most of the time, the stocks that always get me are the stocks that go from low of the day to high of the day. That has been my Achilles heel, right? It is low of the day to high of the day. Why? Because the odds of a stock that is on low of the day, that is broken, going back to high of the day, is about 99% of the time that will not happen, right? 99% of the time. If a stock is on low of the day, it will not come back. Why? I mean, if you look at a stock like EDBL was on low of the day. Do you think that this stock, EDBL, that's on low of the day, is going to go from $4 all the way back to $10? Probably not. Probably not. So when you see a stock like ENTX go from low of the day to high of the day, that's kind of what always traps me. And the biggest problem for me is I trust the process so much, and I believe in our strategy so much that if a stock is broken, chances are it's going to remain broken. So I ended up losing on this ENTX. I kept my size controlled. I never really scaled past a starter. You know, losing 3,700 bucks, I lost whatever, like, I don't know, like 15, 1,600 bucks each time, or whatever the math checks out to. So it's not really the end of the world, but just rather frustrated and kind of happy to see it just kind of hung around. Because the worst thing that happens is, you know, when you stop out of a trade and then it goes more in your favor. But I was happy to see this ENTX just kind of, you know, chopped around all day. You know, it is holding pretty tight. So, I mean, if this thing breaks around 421, it actually might make a good long because it consolidated so much. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of the small cap roll today, you know, we see DFNS or what is this? DFNS, you know, went from $6 to $22. You know, now turning into a day two stock. I am uninterested in trading this DFNS. Just seems like it's going to be a little bit too trappy. I remind myself I don't have to trade every single stock every single day. Less is more. So although this DFNS is up a lot, you know, it seems a little bit too risky for me. Also, we have BIYA, same thing, you know, day two type of move, kind of chopping around. So the small caps that are moving today, in my opinion, are more risk than reward. So it also works out that, you know, most of my focus is on the large cap stocks today. You know, if you're trading Tesla, you could go TSLL. It's like the Tesla, you know, 2 times leverage thing. So that could be a potential. I think SanDisk also has some sort of SanDisk 2x leverage type of thing. But today is pretty much a sit on my hands type of day for small caps, because BIYA looks very trappy. ENTX maybe a long opportunity over 420. And then DFNS or DNFS, whatever the hell it is, just seems too trappy. So the main stocks that are moving today in the small cap world do not really have my interest, because a lot of them seem too choppy and too random. So would rather focus on these large cap stocks today. So that's that. Additionally, a couple things here is our partner broker, Cobra Trading. So Cobra Trading is the same broker that I use. same broker that Steven uses, is the same broker that all of us here in MIC use. And they have a really big promo going on right now. So if you sign up to Cobra Trading, you will get free commissions for 30 days. You will get $500 in locate fee credits. And we'll be selecting 5 people to come trade live with me in person in an undisclosed location. So if you want to trade the stocks that we trade, you can't use E-Trade, you can't use Schwab, you have to use Cobra or their sister company, Big Trades. Big Trades is a smaller account minimum, $2,500 account minimum, and you will get $200 in locate fee credits. So whether you sign up for Cobra or Big Trades, either one of them will be good. I prefer Cobra because some of their locate prices are a little bit cheaper, but eventually you graduate, right? Big Trades is $2,500 and then Cobra is $10K. So if you have the $10K, definitely go for Cobra. These live trading events that we do are awesome. This is just an image from the last live trading that we did. It's a really great time. Really, really great time, and it's all selected at random. So as long as you have an account at Cobra and you are an MIC member, you might win the giveaway to come trade live with me in person. The last giveaway we did was the New York Stock Exchange, which I'm sure you could see in our recent video. So we do New York Stock Exchange, we do live trading, we do a lot of cool stuff here, guys. It doesn't cost you anything. All you have to do is have a brokerage account. That's literally it. So with that being said, let me get on to building the watch list, and I'm going to pass the baton over to Steve here, and I'm going to make another tea, and I'm going to hopefully set up a doctor visit because that's what I need. But anyway, okay, so let me just get this set up here. Okay, so first things first, we always go to the previous day's watches and we look from there. VIVK, you know, dead in the water, nothing there. ENTX, full consolidation all day yesterday. I think that this is more of a long than a short. So ENTX, I took a loss on this yesterday. Happy to see it continued higher. Happy to see that it continued higher. 1 second. It consolidated all day yesterday, and might be a potential breakout over 420 for a long. EDBL is unbelievably dead. We identified that 620 area. As soon as it broke that 620 area, it never came back, which is unbelievable. Crazy moves, so nothing really there. Cap R, like I said yesterday, biotech, ignoring this one, did a whole lot of nothing. BIYA, yesterday I said potential money flow, so waiting for more information. That turned out to be right. So BIYA, potential continuation day. So mostly ignoring the short. And then we have, what was it, DFNS, what was it, DNFS?
INLF or
DNFS, 1 sec. DFNS, sorry, DFNS.
DFNS.
DFNS, you know, big short squeeze yesterday. You know, lower float, 1 million share float. DFNS, less than 1 million share float. Multi-day runner, mostly ignoring the short. INLF, let's pull this up. INLF, low float, you know, reverse split type of name. So this one actually might get money flow. You see how much it split and split and split and split. As you guys know, with the new rules coming out, no longer could these companies split to get compliance. They will need to dilute shareholders. So I think that we're going to see a lot more of these crazy runners and a lot more of these crazy offerings. So I would say INLF, just kind of wait on this because it could definitely squeeze back up. So INLF, nano float, multiple reverse splits. This can get money flow. So mostly ignoring. Tesla, TSLL, Tesla, 3 days of straight red action after earnings. Looks like a potential bounce day today. So looking to go long and add to the winner if red to green reclaims for a move toward 320 plus. SanDisk, similar to the above. Similar to the above. Ideally, looking for a bounce day long and a move back green. So most of my watches today are on the large cap stocks, mostly Tesla and SanDisk to go long on these beaten up names. Small caps are kind of looking a little bit more risky today. A lot of the small cap stocks moving seem a lot more difficult. They seem a lot tougher. Remember, guys, I am primarily a small cap trader, but I'm primarily trading where there's edge. So I don't care where the edge is. You saw this year I made 100 grand on oil. I made 100 grand on silver. I made 100 grand on gold. So I'm going where the opportunity is. So if the opportunity is in these large cap stocks today, I have no problem trading those, especially if, you know, the small cap stocks are acting rather difficult. So probably I'll be watching this TSLL, you know, as my primary vehicle to trade Tesla. And I'll also be watching SanDisk to see how that trades as well. So that's probably going to be my thoughts. You know, on a separate screen, you know, I could have some of the small caps moving like BIYA and DFNS, but mostly for me, I just want to take it easy. You know, I'm coming off a losing day yesterday. So something you have to remember, guys, is additionally, after a losing day, you know, your first initial instinct is to try to make back the money as fast as possible. And for me, you know, I've tried to do that multiple times and I've ended up losing. So my goal is to just show up the next day after a loss and just stick to the process and get my confidence back, because I feel like I've lost my confidence. I know it sounds stupid, but I feel like I've lost my confidence, you know, yesterday with my trading, although I did a lot of things right. So I just want to make sure I get back on the horse and do the right thing. FIRY. FIRY, you know, is hanging out towards the high of the day. You know, this is not really any type of chart that I would be interested in. You know, this is a $200 million company. You know, this makes really no sense to me. You know, just because the stock is up does not mean it's a short. You can see that it's still kind of above VWAP, kind of still near the highs. So this is, you know, pretty much a 100% ignore. So yeah, SNXX. Yeah. So there's a SanDisk, you know, long ETF. They all equate to the same thing. So TSLL and SNXX, you know. Yeah, there's SNDU as well. They're all the same shit. So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to pass the baton over to Steve. I want to make another tea. I'm still not feeling 100% yet. So yeah, let me pass it over to Steve and then we'll take it from there. So Steve, the floor is yours, man. And for everyone watching on YouTube, if you guys want to see us trade live every day, we have specials and we have promos going on right now. So just reach out to us. But yeah, I'll pass it over.
Cool. Sounds good. So a couple of things I want to go over today. First of all, you know, yesterday, I mean, I think every day, but yesterday we went into a more of a deep dive on, you know, Alex's sizing. You guys all heard that, right? Like we talked about it. We gave you like examples of models, starter size, 5%, 10%, 20%, etc. Yesterday during the live trading, Alex was very specific, you know, that he never went more than 20%. He said he was in X%. The max he ever got in was 20%. And can you guys guess, you know, what kind of DMs we got after? All right. So the day we talk about it, can't make this stuff up, members did not go in 20%, right? So anyways, I just want to remind you guys, you know, you guys all, you might not know it now, but you guys all need the Discipline Workshop. You guys all need to be properly planning your trades. It's not enough to see that, you know, X ticker is on the watch list from Tom or from Alex in the live trades or whatever, and just shorted at those levels, you've got to know, right, that your max size on that trade is X, whatever that is. Let's just say it's 1,000 shares. So you've got to know, that these levels until the trade confirms. But when we're first entering, we're entering starters. That's 5 or 10%. So that's 50 to 100 shares, right? If you're sizing for that trade is 1,000, right? You've got to know that. You've got to know your sizing is 1,000. You're willing to risk X amount of money. Your stops are going to be here. The stuff, it's I don't know. Maybe if you're brand new, it sounds a little complicated to plan everything. But if you guys who are listening, I think a lot of you or most of you have been in or through the participant workshop, or at least your property planning. I think it's a lot of the newer guys. You guys know, it once you get into it, it's routine. I mean, I do it, but it's just like riding a bike. Like I have a cookie cutter plan. I know, like, here's my, 3 is my entry, so my stop's 320, and here's the shares I'm risking. Like, I don't need to, always write it down because it's a cookie cutter in my head. I know it never changes. I've been doing it, it's scary to say, but 7 or 8 years now, right? So, the discipline workshop will help you guys with all that kind of stuff. So get in the discipline workshop, reach out to Phil, Yuchi, and Edson, and get in their one-on-one discipline workshop mentoring group. It's free, and give it a shot for a month. If you're really stubborn, just give it a shot for 30 days and see that, the results will follow, right? It's free, exactly, Yuchi, 100% free. Cabe says it helped him out a lot. I think it's helped a lot of members out a lot. So anyway, just get in there, guys. We want to be properly planning these trades. It's really easy, once you have your kind of process in place. So yeah, thanks, Edson. So real quick, I want to kind of just touch base for a minute or two. Then I got a topic we could jump into on the Orlando boot camp, which is coming up really, really quickly here. Faster than I could believe, right? So the boot camp's almost here. What, 3 weeks away. Here's all the info. I'm posting this in webinars and Slack. So if you guys need this info and you're not in Slack for whatever reason, just email me, stevenrh1@myinvestingclub.com. The event is actually open for everybody. There's an admission fee if you're not a platinum member, but you're still able to come even if you're not a member, right? So reach out to me by email, by whatever. Send a telegram, I don't care how, but reach out and we'll get you guys in. So anyways, 6 VIP sponsorship tickets remain for the VIP steak dinner. Universal Studios is officially sold out. Super excited with the group we have this year and next year. We'll get another awesome group and maybe we'll expand the program, we'll see. You guys need to, if you're a platinum, you need to go into the platinum channel, register for free, 100% free. If you guys want any more info on it, check that link that I posted under VIP access. And actually the first link, it'll give you all the basic info, times and all that kind of fun stuff. So really excited, looking forward to seeing you guys there. We've got some kind of special things planned, and I know we're gonna have a blast and you guys are gonna love it. Cool, so we got about 4 minutes. I wanna talk about this real quick because it's a topic that's come up a lot lately. And I get a lot of DMs on it, and we get a lot of questions here in the live trading about it because, well, it's money flow, right? But we get a lot of questions because I think a lot of members are newer, and they're just seeing like, hey, money flow's pretty important thing that, we talk about probably every couple minutes, and I see a lot of questions on it. So I want to kind of go through this topic real quick. First of all, this topic was originally kind of Joe did a deep dive on this topic. I don't know if you heard Joe, but huge shout out to Joe for doing a deep dive on this topic. At the bottom, he wrote a really great blog on it. So you could see that article posted on the bottom from Joe. And I created this graphic, but I created it only based on Joe's information. And I created this whole topic based on Joe's information. So huge shout out to Joe for coming up with this. This is a topic that needed to be done. And it's also a topic that they go over in the one-on-one mentoring group with Phil and Yuchi, and it's in once a week. So there's also great topics in there. So I'm going to go through some of the basics real quick. Hopefully it makes sense. If you guys have any questions, post. And if we have time after, I'll try to answer any questions. If not, just DM me anytime. So what is money flow? Every morning, traders chase whatever looks hot. One stock runs, another stock starts moving, and suddenly everyone's attention shifts. What most traders don't realize is the money and the attention don't disappear, they move. That's money flow. So you guys see examples of this while we're trading live every day. You see, we say, hey, this stock has the money flow, this stock's losing it, gaining it. We had examples yesterday. We have examples of this every day. This is a concept. And I don't remember if it was you, Alex, or if it was Bao, but I know it was an MIC process that was created way at the beginning. So it's definitely an MIC thing. I see other groups and people on social media kind of copying it or calling it other names, but MIC, this is an MIC process deal that MIC started tracking and following. So basically it's just that, it's following where the attention's going. And in small caps, there's only so many participants, so much volume and money waiting to enter and move around. So when one stock pops up on a scanner, they kind of lose interest in the ones that they've been waiting on and they go to the hot one, right? So that's kind of the idea of money flow. And we're constantly monitoring the money flow on our charts to see where it's going and where it's shifting. And we use that information for our advantage to know where to put, where to be shorting or where to be longing or where to be avoiding or where to be watching out. So anyways, that's how we use it for our advantage. So when traders abandon one runner to pile into another, other stocks often lose attention, which is where shorts can benefit. The stocks gaining attention often become the stronger long opportunities. Understanding this rotation can completely change the way you trade. As short bias traders, we're often looking for that handoff. Money leaves stock one, moves into stock two, stock one and other forgotten stocks start to lose volume. Momentum fades as buyers disappear. Then the process repeats itself as money rotates into the next runner, right? So for long bias traders, the concept works in reverse. You want to identify where the money's flowing into a stock and ride the momentum while the crowd continues to pile in. When the money starts leaving, it's time to protect profits and move on. So anyways, great topic. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, guys, and the mentoring channel for covering it. If you guys have any questions on it, feel free to reach out. Also read that article that Joe posted, I posted on the bottom. Thanks, guys.
Cool. So we're going to wrap up live trading for YouTube here and start trading for our members.